Have you ever wished you could tell whether someone is telling you the truth or not instantly? Or perhaps you want to get a better sense of a date so you can decide whether they're worth your time. There is no single way to learn all you need to know about someone quickly. However, if you understand what you're looking for, you may get an excellent sense of who someone is. Whenever you meet someone, try asking yourself these questions. You might be shocked at the answers. Here are 14 ways to read anyone instantly. Number 1. How are they dressed? Their clothing may provide information about their personality or lifestyle. Look for anything unusual about their dress choices. Someone who is dressed entirely in designer clothing may be overly concerned with looks and what other people think of them. A young parent wearing a sweatshirt with jeans and a messy bun, on the other hand, may be fighting to find time for herself. A brilliantly colored pair of socks may indicate that they have a fantastic sense of humor, while a smartwatch may indicate that they value punctuality. Someone who dresses in bright colors may be more comfortable with attention, whereas someone who dresses in muted fashions in neutral tones may want to avoid the spotlight. Someone who dresses in an edgy way may be resistant to authority. Someone who dresses in classic, timeless looks may cherish traditions and predictability. Look for things that reflect their ideals, such as a religious symbol necklace or a t-shirt from a company that promotes animal protection. Number 2. What do their facial expressions say? We express 7 fundamental emotions with our faces. Joy, fury, surprise, fear, anger, sadness, and contempt are all evident indicators of how someone is feeling. However, there are other spontaneous facial cues that might provide you with much more information. These might include: if they are glad to see you, they will raise their eyebrows. If their smile is genuine, they will crinkle their eyes. If they do not agree or are confused, they squint their eyes. Pursing their lips may indicate rage, bitterness, or contempt. Clenching their jaw might indicate anxiety or rage. They only show their genuine expression for a fraction of a second, known as a micro-expression. Number 3. Is the person making eye contact? Eye contact is frequently an indication of self-assurance. If someone initiates eye contact with you when you first meet them, it may indicate that they are confident and comfortable in social situations. If they refuse to meet your eye, they might well be self-conscious, though it's worth noting that some people struggle with eye contact even when they're generally confident. Take note of what else you can observe from the person's eyes. Do they appear to be warm and inviting, or cold and hard? Are they actually listening to what you're saying? Do they seem flustered? Number 4. Is their body language open or closed? Their posture might reveal how comfortable they are. If the person is either seated or standing having their arms extended and shoulders back, they are most likely comfortable and confident. This might indicate that they are willing to interact with you. When their arms are crossed and their shoulders are stooped, they may be trying to lock themselves off, making them feel anxious and insecure. Therefore, they could be hiding something. Pay attention to their hands as well. If their fingers are spread apart, they are definitely confident. They may feel less safe if their hand is closed. Remember that this is only one possible indication of a person's general demeanor and personality. It may not imply much on its own, but when combined with other behaviors, you may be able to read more into the person. Number 5. Do they seem relaxed or fidgety? Fidgeting often indicates that someone is worried or nervous. They may be rubbing their face or hair, picking at their fingers, chewing their lips, or tapping their foot. It might be difficult to determine what is causing them to fidget, so don't rush to conclusions. Simply take notice of it and consider how it affects your general impression. Touching their neck, rubbing their fingers together, or massaging their chest are all examples of anxious motions. Number 6. Are they finding reasons to touch you? Physical touch might indicate that they are attracted to you. Whether you're on a date or hanging out with a person you're interested in, notice if they brush their hand, arm, or leg against you. These simple touches might be their method of seeing if you're interested in them. Examine their interactions with others. Do they routinely embrace or pat people on the back? If this is the case, it is possible that this is how they are with everyone. Leaning toward you or instinctively copying your actions are two further signals that people find you attractive. Number 7. How do they respond to basic questions? This will provide you with a benchmark for their conduct. Questions such as, where are you from, and what do you enjoy doing for fun? Many individuals will respond honestly to these questions, so they're a wonderful way to get a sense of how that person behaves when they're speaking the truth. Ask these questions in a friendly conversational tone. The more comfortable you can make a person, the more genuine they will be. While answering these fundamental questions, pay attention to their tone of voice, how loudly they talk, their facial expressions, and their body language. Number 8. What makes them deviate from their baseline? Small changes might indicate that they are uncomfortable. When you notice how a person appears when they are comfortable and natural, you will be able to detect when they are tense, worried, or disturbed. Understanding where these sensitive places are might provide information about the person underneath the surface. If you inquire about their family, you may observe that they appear uptight. This is an indication that their relationship is problematic. When discussing their employment, people may become flustered or stutter. This might indicate that they are uncomfortable with their career. If they suddenly become more vocal while speaking, you may have said something that has sparked their enthusiasm or anger. Number 9. Are there any tells that could indicate a lie? Some people may intuitively indicate when they are lying. Unfortunately, there is no universal indicator that someone is being deceitful. However, if someone does one of these acts while talking, pay more attention to what they've just said, it might be untrue. These include: they touch their hair or faces. Dripping with sweat. They are either clearing their throats or drinking water. Direct eye contact and staring are avoided. Speaking in a higher-pitched voice than usual. Paleness in the face. Their eyes dart back and forth. Rapid blinking. Number 10. Do they talk more than they listen? This might imply that the individual is self-centered. Do you believe you have an equal amount of time to share your opinions during a conversation? If a person does not take the time to listen to the person with whom they are conversing, they may suffer from lack of empathy. It doesn't necessarily imply they're a nasty person, but it might be useful to recognize whether someone is self-absorbed early on. If you leave the conversation with the impression that they were unwilling to engage in learning more about you, they may be egotistical. However, some individuals feel anxious and talk a lot when they meet someone for the first time, so keep in mind that this is only one element of the puzzle. Number 11. Do they brag about their possessions or accomplishments? They may be attempting to impress you. Some people believe that it is essential to get the favor of others. If you're talking to someone and they keep bringing up how much money they make, how many cars they own, or how many Instagram followers they have, they may be obsessed with appearances. This may appear arrogant, but it may really be an indication that the individual is dealing with insecurity. Number 12. Do they talk badly about other people? Gossip might indicate a toxic personality. If someone is ready to badmouth others while they are not there, chances are they will do the exact same to you. If you see this, you should probably avoid any close personal interactions with that person. For example, when you're on a date and someone says a lot of terrible things concerning their ex, it might be a sign that they're not accepting responsibility for what has happened. Number 13. Could any cultural differences be affecting your impression? Consider how this could affect their body language. It might be difficult to read someone if you are only judging them based on your own experiences. Making eye contact, for example, is considered disrespectful in some cultures. If you don't consider this, you might think the person is lying since they won't look you in the eyes. The culture of a person may also influence how close they stand to you, how they shake hands, and even how fast they answer when you ask them a question. Number 14. What is your gut telling you? Add everything together, then add your instincts. There are several signs you may use to gain a sense of someone, but others are more difficult to define, such as the type of energy they're exuding. If you get an uneasy feeling about someone, consider where it is coming from and look for facts to determine if the feeling was correct or incorrect. For example, If your sense tells you that a person is depressed, you may be picking up on indications that you aren't aware of straight away. You may later notice that the individual kept their eyes closed and talked in a low tone for the majority of the conversation. Although intuition is not always correct, with time and practice, you may learn to develop your instincts about others. Well, that is all for the video. If you find it helpful, consider subscribing and sharing it with your friends.